Hey everyone, welcome to day 8 of 10 for 10. Today our theme is self-compassion. There's so many things we can talk about with that because this is such an important topic. Just like the overall topic is so important about mental wellness and mental health. But how we do different things of taking care of ourselves, how we look at ways that we have compassion on ourselves is something we definitely don't talk about enough. So to help us have a chat about that, I've asked Izzy Woods to join us. And she is a youth at St. Luke's, a middle school student. And I've known her for a couple of years now. And we've had some good conversations around this at youth group and stuff. So I've asked her to join for a conversation and have this chat with us. Izzy, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, hi.
So today we're going to talk about self-compassion. And you and I have talked before. Even just before this interview, we were talking about soccer.
Yep.
And one of the things we've talked about with soccer is that you sometimes can fight some perfectionism when it comes to that. Tell me a little bit about that. What does that perfectionism look like for you with soccer?
Well, I guess mainly I just don't want to let my teammates down. I don't want to let my parents down, my coach down. So I'm always trying to do better, and I guess that has gotten really bad because I have sprained many things doing that. So I guess it's pretty much just me and just not knowing when to stop doing it for other people and just doing it for myself.
Yeah, sometimes it becomes so much about that next level that you, it can be hard on yourself and, like you said, sprains or hurt yourself and things like that. With that, was there a moment when you learned that you had to start taking care of yourself in that?
I think it was either U12 or U13, which was like 1 or 2 years ago. My team was in a tournament against ages older than us, and I was put in goal for a lot of it, and then I did not want to let my team down. So whenever they went to shoot the ball, I tackled their players, and I jumped over the ball, and I got kicked in the neck. I have a bunch of bruises. I have a couple scars from that game, and that's when I realized I probably shouldn't do that. And that just because I let one goal in from people who are older than me doesn't mean I'm letting my team down, doesn't mean I'm letting other people down. It's just makes it, I can play better because I'm not injured.
Yeah. So it's almost that fear, we call it perfectionism, for this, but it's that fear of failing others or fear of failure, right? Mm-hmm. So what are some things that you have learned to have compassion on yourself?
I guess now it's kind of soccer because I know I have to be okay and being able to play because that's how I help my team. And I guess for school, I'm still struggling with it because I want to be perfect and I want to do amazing, and sometimes I just can't. So I feel like some of that is I still definitely need to work on it, but I guess soccer is pretty much the only thing I've gotten over most of my perfectionism about.
Mm-hmm. And I think this is important conversation to see that it's not like, oh, I learned about self-compassion and now everything is great, right? It's that this is a journey. That's what this whole 10 for 10 thing is about, is opening up that conversation and realizing that we're all on this journey. We're not alone in that.
Yeah.
Is there something helpful as you've learned more about your own perfectionism and fear of failure? Is there something helpful about being able to talk about that and learn that others are going through that too?
Definitely. I remember that most of my soccer teammates also feel the exact same as I did because we were all just constantly working ourselves as hard as we possibly could, overworking ourselves. And when we all realized that in our game, when we were playing up against people older than us, we all realized that we shouldn't do that. We're going to lose some, we're going to win some, but in the end, we just want to be able to play and want to be able to do what we can do for ourselves and not what we can do for others.
Yeah, exactly. And in that, you end up being able to take care of yourself in a way that you can give to others as well. So it's better overall. Is there anything else that you have learned in your continued journey of self-compassion that you would want to share?
School-wise, people, mostly it's just me and some of my friends who are always trying to do our very best. We're not settling with what we did. We want to get it perfectly. We want to do the best we possibly can, or at least I do.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that's not good for yourself, because if you're just constantly trying to do the best, that leaves no time for anything else. Because if that one failure sets you back so far, then how can you build up from that? Because people always make mistakes. That's why we're human.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I think you made a great point that it's finding that perspective that in the moment it feels like a failure, but really it's the next step of learning, right?
Yeah.
And so just a constant reminder to kind of change our perspective on that.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. So now I'm going to ask everybody watching, our question of the day is, what is something that you can maybe change that perspective on, have some compassion for yourself, that you can make that shift that Izzy was talking about from a failure to a learning moment. So you can share that in the comment section. You can share that at home, at work, with whomever you're talking with. Let's just keep that conversation going. What is something that we can make that shift on from seeing it as a failure to what we learned and being that learning moment, and having some compassion on ourselves and those around us as we learn together. Izzy, thanks for this conversation. Thanks for sharing some of your story with us and helping us keep this conversation and going and breaking the silence around these things. So thank you.
Yes.